Welcome to Paramus on this glorious day. Before I get started, I'd like to recognize a few people. Obviously, Congressman Pascrell, welcome back to Paramus, your own stomping grounds. Freeholder Tedesco is with us today, as well as Freeholder Kenneth. We also have Assemblyman Joe Lagana, as well as the Police Chief, Borough of Paramus, Ken Ehrenberg, and the Deputy Chief, Bobby Gadetti. I'm very proud to be standing here today to thank some true leaders in every sense of the word who I genuinely admire. The grant that Paramus received through the COPS program and the efforts by Senator Cory Booker, Senator Bob Menendez, and Congressman Bill Pascrell is not something that we take lightly, because it's something that we have not seen since 1997 here in Paramus. This $600,000 grant is allowing us to hire 5 new police officers and put them out on the street protecting our residents. Living in one of the most heavily traveled municipalities in the state, with most of our area's largest malls and shopping areas, police presence is absolutely essential. We saw that firsthand last year when a deranged gunman fired shots inside the Garden State Plaza, and incidents like that prove how important it is to have a fully staffed police department. I want to thank the senators and especially Congressman Bill Pascrell. Thank you, Congressman, who I have always admired as someone who never stops fighting for his constituents and always gets the job done. Even though Paramus is not his district, he has always had a strong connection to our borough as a former teacher at Paramus High School, and his support in making this grant happen means the world to us. Thank you, Congressman. We all know about the dysfunction and gridlock in Washington and the way it seems to paralyze the federal government. It's great to see leaders like our senators and Congressman Pascrell who are able to cut through all that and deliver these grants to New Jersey communities and make Paramus safer. All I can say is that I wish our own congressman worked half as hard for Paramus as Bill does for his district and as Senators Booker and Menendez do for New Jersey. So once again, thank you for supporting the vision that we are keeping Paramus moving forward and making it an even safer place to live and work.
Right here in the 5th Congressional District, the COPS program has delivered over $32 million, which amounts to 183 police officers that were hired. This year, New Jersey Police Departments received over $12.2 million and $623,592 of that funding came right here in Paramus, and 5 more officers. Unfortunately, if Paramus' representative in the United States House of Representatives had his way, it wouldn't have had 5. It had 0. Paramus and the 5th District residents deserve better. The congressman who represents this district now voted 12 times against funding for COPS grants. 12 times. Including several times against my own amendments. Roy Cho would never done it.
Despite the collective decades of political experience that Congressman Garrett has, including his time in the New Jersey State Assembly, as well as his time as a member of Congress since first being elected in 2002, despite all that political experience that he has, my question to the residents of the 5th Congressional District has been, what has he done for you? Across a variety of different issues, whether it's senior citizens issues, whether it's women's issues, when we needed government after Hurricane Sandy struck, and he was the only member of Congress in New Jersey, Democrat or Republican, who initially wouldn't sign the letter that requested federal aid for disaster relief. All these important issues that voters and constituents are dealing with on a daily basis, they have somebody who has political experience. But the reality is, he's not serving their interests because he's putting political ideology and partisan politics over their everyday interests and needs. So you're right, I am a corporate attorney. I do come from the private sector, but the reality is I have worked in state and federal government for a couple of years in between college and law school and during law school. But more importantly, I understand the very critical role that government does play. I don't think government can solve every single problem. I don't think Congressman Pascrell or any elected officials here think that either. But the reality is there is a critical role that government has to play. And I think focusing on how we can bring the public and private sectors together, we need creativity and we need forward-thinkingness that the private sector has been able to demonstrate in the past. So right now, despite the fact that Congressman Garrett has more political experience than I do, the reality is we need to be able to harness the creativity and ingenuity of the private sector and apply it to Washington. Because right now in Washington, D.C., we have a Congress that's gridlocked and dysfunctional because you have people who are consistently putting ideology and partisan politics over the everyday interests and needs of all Americans. So I think what I do have is common sense, pragmatic